Welcome in, Cowboys Nation, to the Cowboy Game Day Live post-game show brought to you by BT Furnishings. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I definitely had my Skywalker recliner out feeling good. Do you understand me? I'm feeling so good right now. I don't care. It's the Washington football people. When DaRon, say it with me, please say it with me, Cowboys Nation. Anything but Bland took that pick six home. It was the cherry on top. It was the dessert, after Thanksgiving dinner. I just got fired up all over again, man. But welcome into the post-game show. Skywalker Still, Jesse Holley. Just the perfect Cowboys victory on Thanksgiving, brother.
No, it was. And I was almost late getting in here. I was getting some of them DaRon Bland tweets off because, if you know me, I don't mind giving myself a good pat on the back because people sure do let me know when I'm wrong. So I'm going to let y'all know when I'm right. And I remember the day Trayvon Diggs went down, I jumped on my socials and I said, hey, pump your brakes, folks. Right. Pump your brakes. We got a young man on this football team who was a natural ball hawk, who can actually go out there and turn this thing over at the same rate as Trayvon Diggs. And I said, I believed in what Dan Quinn could do with him. And folks told me, I don't know, Jess. And I said, just chill.
Just chill.
Just chill.
Baby, just settle down.
Just settle down. And sure enough, DaRon Bland has done nothing but show up week in and week out with a NFL record fifth pick six of the season. So this is me giving myself a good old pat on the back because DaRon Bland, man, boy, this is special. And, we kind of lightly talked about it last week, and it's kind of been lightly a part of the conversation, maybe the last 2 weeks or so. But it just got real loud. It just got real loud in the sense of the defensive player of the year might be on this Cowboys football defense, and his name might not be Micah Parsons. Yeah. If we're being honest, you're talking about 11 games in, and you have 5 pick sixes. What's that? 6 interceptions overall on the year. If this thing continues, because we still got a couple more games to go with a few quarterbacks in that game that can give up the football as well. So, you could be looking at a guy who smashes the record, could go get 6 or 7 pick sixes on the season. So, I know that Micah has been the front runner for this team on Defensive Player of the Year, but
no, it's DB.
DaRon Bland's knocking on that door to saying, let me on in.
Nah, it's definitely DB. Here's what I loved about that pick six. And again, first of all, it was his best one. It was his best one because of the run back. I know the other one was amazing. The other one was dope. Like last week, the catch was the best. That was the best catch. This was the best run back because, look, most teams will catch that, get down, and let's get up out of here. DB said, nah, the record's in sight. But here's why it was special. To me. One of the things that I talked to DaRon Bland about this specifically because when I watched him in camp last year, I came out of camp and I was like, hey, man, whoever this dude is right here, excuse me, my bad, because I thought DB was gonna struggle to make the team, right? And he goes out, or not make the team, but crack the lineup. Then he goes out in preseason, he balls out, and I'm like, this guy has something. He might be your third best, second best cornerback right now, but I got to see him get beat. Right? What happens when he gets beat? Because quarterbacks get beat. He gets beat in Seattle, but then he responds by shutting everything down like a vault, baby, locked down. And at times, that's going to happen. DaRon Bland was getting beat a lot in this game. He was giving up a lot of catches. And it's probably, if you go back, he'll probably say, hey, man, not my best game. But what did he do? When it was time, he bounced back and got not just a pick, but the record-setting pick six. And I think that's why that one means a tad bit more because it set the record, and it wasn't a game where it was particularly shut down on that side. So, DaRon Bland, man, even if you think, okay, I'm getting after this kid today, we're getting some things going on whatever route, it takes one. All it takes is one, and you're done.
Yeah, no, and on top of that, that just goes down. We talked about it when we opened our show. What memories do you have of Thanksgiving? Well,
here's one.
Insert this one to that memory that we'll have going forward, that on this day in 2023, we saw DaRon Bland break the NFL record with having his 5th pick six for an interception. And you know, coming into this game, and I mean, of course, we're watching it and we're responding in real time as it's happening. But coming into this game, you know, you knew that they were going to try to push the ball down the field. And so I think one of the things that they were trying to do defensively is, you know what, let's not let anything get behind us. So you saw, you know, maybe some other routes be given up underneath because they were protecting. Yeah, because they were protecting the long ball down the field, because that's only, honestly, that's the only way that they could have beaten this football team, was if they got a couple of those 20+ yard plays down the field that led to touchdowns. And it kind of was like, you know, hey, let's bend but don't break. We're going to give everything up in front of us, and eventually, like we talked about, that you're going to get the sacks, and sure enough, the turnovers will come. We thought the turnovers would have come more abundantly, but when they came in a way that we all going to cheer about this, with DaRon Bland getting that pick six for the game. But overall, you know, 45-10 win. This is what we thought it would be if things went the way we thought they should go. And sure enough, the Cowboys continue to win at home. 12th or 13th game at home that they won. And they've just been unstoppable at home. And this is the reason why you go back and you talk about, boy, dropping certain games, what that could mean for home field advantage in the playoffs. Because a football team plays like this at home, you would feel much more confident, whether it was a Philadelphia or whether it was a Niners team that you had to play at home in the playoffs, opposed to potentially having to possibly go on the road to play those teams. Because this team, like you said earlier, this here we go offense at home. It's one that is tough to stop. And today was on display again.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Get to the offense here in a second, but sticking to the defense side of the ball, very, very interesting when you look at the numbers. So the Cowboys haven't given up a 300-yard passer or a 100-yard rusher or 100-yard receiving day and they haven't given up a 100-yard rusher yet either. But today they give up exactly 300 yards, right? Exactly. But it took some wonky tip ball into the tight end. He just steps in bounds and he gets 300 on the dot. And then Curtis Samuel, exactly 100 yards on the day in a game where you won 45-10. So, you know, numbers can, if you just look at, hey, 300-yard day, 100-yard wide receiver, must have been a good day. Absolutely not. Their offense was atrocious in 3rd and 4th and short. They could get nothing going in 3rd and 4th and short. Shouts out to Big Hank. Hankins, again, man, I think he continues to be one of the most underrated players on the defensive side of the ball. The things he's able to do for you on the interior against the run, he makes you have to run the ball outside. And that's where teams usually get you. But they held Robinson to 3.5 yards per carry. They held Gibson to 3.5 yards per carry. Everything else doesn't really matter because the game was over for that kid, Chris Rodriguez. So once again, they did well on the ground when they needed to, and they got the stops when they needed to. Because it was a little funny. It was a little funny. That offense was moving the ball a lot on you, right? But then you got the stops when you needed to, and you shut them out in the second half.
Yeah, that third quarter was a little bit shaky for the Cowboys. It seemed like they just couldn't find a dominating rhythm. They would have some, but they just couldn't find it. And I was kind of watching the game, and I'm saying, okay, this third quarter can get interesting. But, you know, this is the season of giving, and we appreciate Eric Bieniemy because he's such a giving person this time around. And when he got into those 3rd and shorts and 4th down situations, his play calling, I don't know if his play calling is all or nothing, because when he got into those short yardage situations, boy, did he hurt his football team with the type of plays that he called in those moments. Because those moments could have been turning moments for games like this, because they were driving the football, they were moving the ball. And they got into those 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts. And, you know, Eric Bieniemy chose to do some different things that I personally wouldn't have done. So we appreciate him being in the season of giving during this Thanksgiving holiday. Turned the ball over 2 times or 3 times on a turnover on downs. And, you know, again, if it goes the opposite way, we're talking about something differently right here. But the Cowboys stepped up, made the stops when necessary. And now that led to a 45-10 victory. So shout out to the defense for stepping up when they needed to, bend but don't break, but also shout out to Eric Bieniemy for not being a good play caller on 3rd and 4th and short.
It's the BT Furnishings post-game show. Look, if you want to make shopping fun, fast, and easy, and you want to go get some nice Black Friday deals here tomorrow, y'all, head on down to BT Furnishing. It's your one-stop furniture shop with their buy more, save more sale going on right now. Their Black Friday sale going on right now. They have customized type of sales. So you go in there and you tell them what you want, and they'll work it for you. They also have the Skywalker special right now, which is the recliner sofa, a love seat, plus a free recliner for only $9.99. And if you showed up to our on-site and you got the $50 gift card, go down there and use that gift card for Black Friday and get an even better discount. If you're looking for quality furniture at an amazing price, stop into one of their locations today in Arlington, Dallas, Garland, or Plano, or go to btfurnishings.com to furnish every need in your home. BT Furnishing, they make shopping fun, fast, and easy. And that sounds like what Dak Prescott was doing on offense against that secondary that we said was ripe for the pickings. Yes. And right off the bat, early on, you could tell they was trying to get after him. He just missed CeeDee Lamb deep. He just missed Tober deep. And then right after that, he turns it all the way up against the secondary, goes 22 for 32, 331, 4 passing touchdowns, didn't take a sack, didn't throw a pick. The offensive line in this game, I don't know why they traded their pass rushers, because they have no juice. Absolute no juice. Dak was in total control. Tony Pollard in the run game in total control. We kept TP around where we like him, right? 13 carries, 79 yards, a tough run for a touchdown. And that's really where you want to see it. But what the most impressive thing was for me, Jesse, 10 receivers caught the ball today.
Yeah.
10. So they were spreading the ball around, and still CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks led the way with 72 and 53 yards, and both had a touchdown apiece.
Yeah, you talk about, I think, 5 different guys caught a touchdown pass today. I mean, it was something like that. 4 or 5 different guys was in the end zone today.
I think was it 6 different guys scored today, including DaRon Bland.
Yeah,
5
so 6
on
offense,
guys, 6 with DB.
There you go. And I mean, that's just talk about offensive of distribution, right? The ball's going around to everybody, and everybody is eating so eloquently put during a Thanksgiving holiday that everybody got a chance to get in here and get a piece of it. And of course, they jumped into the kettle.
I was about to say, what's your favorite one?
Huh?
What was your favorite kettle celebration?
Ooh.
You had him jumping in, eating a turkey.
Yeah.
You had DaRon Bland just basically getting thrown in there. I like the alley-oop. The alley-oop to you basketball guy, to CeeDee Lamb. Did you catch that?
I didn't catch that.
They threw a oop to Dak threw a oop to Lamb, and Lamb yanked it in there.
Nah, the turkey legs. That was the turkey leg. That was pretty good, especially Dak talking about he wanted the turkey leg and he's never gotten one before. So, take it upon yourself to go get your turkey leg, young man. The fines are coming, just so they know this.
I'm shocked the flag didn't come.
Oh yeah, that's true. Using props. Yeah. But the fines are coming, and they know that already. But Dak will probably be like, Merry Christmas to all, and good night. I got it. It's on me. I'll use some of this Tostitos money or something to pay for these fines. But yeah, that was pretty cool to me, man, to see I was interested to see what they were going to do for the kettle celebration. That's becoming a thing now.
Those boys put the turkey in the aluminum foil.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
Talk about arrogance. I love it. They like, look, man.
That's pretty sweet.
We scoring, dog. We scoring a lot. So I did like that one, but the alley-oop was dope, man. I like that one even better, to be honest with you, man. As we keep it moving, though, there really was not much to dislike in this game, to be honest with you. I thought Dallas did what they needed to do. They got in here. We talked about it, right? Style points don't matter, but I ain't going to lie to you. I had a little fun with these style points. I'm just going to keep it a bean. It's Thanksgiving. Playing an inferior team. You did what you had to do. Had a little fun with the style points. But the important thing was to get out of here healthy. I'm not sure if anything popped up. I didn't see too much. I saw a couple guys wincing or whatnot. And I'll tell you this, Jesse, for the defense purposes, it felt like they were the ones that were struggling with the quick turnaround at first, right? It was like, man, they can't get off the field. I feel like these guys are a little bit winded. So even though this isn't a long stretch heading, playing Seattle next week, they get to stay home, and it's a full week. It may not be a regular week, but it is a full week to get their bodies back right for a big game next Thursday night.
No, absolutely. Early on, they looked really fatigued. They look wore down a little bit. So getting off your feet and being able to get some sort of treatment and some sort of rest heading into what I believe is going to be, I think we'll watch Seattle tonight as they take on the Niners. the Seattle's going to try to run the football. They're a well-coached football team with Pete Carroll, and so
good team.
That's going to be a good challenge. It's going to be a good challenge. Not saying that they're absolutely beatable, but it's going to be a good challenge for the Cowboys. And I like it. I like the opportunity for them to. My part, my thinking is ramping up, getting ready to play the good teams. Right? You play two really bad teams in the Giants and Carolina, and then you play a team like this that gave you some challenges in some areas. Right? It gave you some moments of where you had to kind of really lock in and be on point in what you do. Next week will be the same thing with Seattle. You'll have to go out there and really, put those guys out of their misery, so to speak, on the field, and then get ready for that next stretch when you have Philly again, and then Buffalo and Miami. That's going to be a really good stretch for the Cowboys, and it's going to be a needle mover because the Cowboys need to win these games and hope that the Philadelphia lose games. They didn't help last week with Philadelphia beating the Kansas City Chiefs. So you got to do your part. It starts with you doing your part first, and the rest will be absolutely imperative for the Cowboys to get that heading into Seattle next week.
Yeah, they just got to stay. They just got to stay what's in front of them. They can't look ahead 2 different games down the line. Just one game at a time. Like I said the other day, you lost the ability, in my opinion, to do that because of the loss to the Cardinals and the loss to the Eagles, right? So just take care of business in front of you. In the last 3 weeks, the Cowboys have been doing that, and they got a big one next week against Seattle at the crib. So that's the important thing. Dallas has been unbelievable. I mean, they've been the best home team in the league, and it's not even close. I don't care what opponent. I don't care. No one is beating Washington by 35 points. No one's beating the Giants by how much they're beating them. No one's beating the Rams by that much, and they're doing this consistently. And I think, was I talking to you when I said backstage, there's not many dominant teams. Like, I mean, there may not be any dominant team in the league, right? There's no dominant team this year. However, the 2 teams, in my opinion, when they're playing at the top of their game, the 2 teams that have been the most dominant in that manner, the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys to me.
I agree.
It's just that the Cowboys have to take that dominance. It doesn't have to be that exact dominance, but they got to get close to that against these bigger teams, these bigger games, these better teams moving forward. But at the top of their game, there aren't many other teams that are more dominant than the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I couldn't agree with you more, man. When they're rolling, they're a very, very difficult team to beat, and they put that on display today. And I love the fact that Mike got a lot of people involved. You saw Devontae Turpin speed use. You saw Ferg. You saw Schoon. You saw a little bit of Michael Gallup early on in the game. You saw CeeDee Lamb continue to do what he does. Brandon Cooks. I mean, when you get that type of productivity from your offense, when you put that on film, it makes it very difficult for the defense and the defensive coordinators to put together a game plan, because you're just like, man, at every turn, they're looking at saying that everyone's an option. There is no more where we have to just focus on one guy. They're putting things in play right now that is opening this thing up tremendously. And it's this offense now is a far stretch away from what the West Coast was earlier in the season.
No coast, nothing.
This is a different coast. This is good coast. I don't know what that was before.
It's the here we coast.
That's what it is. The coast. This is the here we coast. And Dak is playing at a high level right now, man. And so
he's locked in, bro.
He is. And so, this is good, because at this point in time, I want to be peaking. I want my team to be peaking heading into the tail end of the year. I don't want to be like we're struggling to battle up a hill. I want my team doing this as we get closer to December and January, because now with everything clicking on all cylinders, we're going to continue to hope and pray for good health, because that can always be a downturn at any point in time for any team, whether it's in practice or games. But this football team is doing this. If they continue to do this, man, it's going to be very difficult to beat them in the playoffs, depending on who they play. I know the boogeyman will still be out there in the Niners that we may have to go through. But you keep at this rate, and the confidence level for a lot of people, and yourself, and more particular, will be there when you have to play those tougher teams.
Hey, man, tuck this in the duffel, right? You got 7 days to get ready, pack it back up, take it to the crib, bring it back to the Star, bring it back to AT&T next week, and go ahead and handle business, because I do think next week starts. That's when that stretch starts. I'm not dismissing, even if they lose today, I'm not dismissing Seattle. It's a good football team, well-coached football team. Start right there, and now we're going to know who this team is. It's so funny, because Bill Parcells always says, you know who your squad is after Thanksgiving? Yeah, but sometimes you have these weak teams. Not happening. From here on out, you maybe run into Washington again, But from here on out, you are going to be competing against some quality squads, right? So if you take care of business, no one will be doubting you heading into the playoffs. But until that happens, we know how it goes. But until then, forget all that. It's Thanksgiving. The Cowboys didn't make us, because I know Jesse Blair, I don't care, I'm eating my food. I'm telling you right now as a diehard fan, just telling you, Jesse, when they lose, and they lose the way they have been losing in the past, it affects your gut. It just, the collard greens don't taste collard greeny. The turkey don't taste just quite turkey. Am I lying? Am I lying, Cowboys fans? When they lose on Thanksgiving, man, it just ain't right. So they won't know. So you ain't got to worry about it. Speaking from a diehard fan's perspective,
maybe it's the fat kid in me. Maybe it's just the fat kid in me. But them ribs gonna hit, win, lose, or draw. Them greens gonna pop, win, lose, or draw.
Everything tastes better though after the dub, man.
Oh, 100%. Now, tasting better, yeah, 100%. But had this gone the other way, I was still gonna put them ribs in the microwave.
That curl don't. That curl don't quite.
Look, I was gonna bust that Holy Trinity down one more time tonight.
Look, I had my lady. She's like, "Do you want?" I said, "Not right now. Not right now. It's 3rd and 7. Let me get it out."
Bro,
it be like that, bro.
As soon as we got the pregame show, I went right to the joint. I was like, "Nah, I'm getting this right now." And I was like, and then when you said, I was like, halftime. By the way, timeout, halftime. I'm even more disappointed in the Cowboys now that they didn't bring.
We in overtime. Let's talk about halftime, bro. Can I say something real quick?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
And because I was not expecting this. Time out. Why Dolly Parton snatch like that though? I mean,
yo, I was not thinking that was ready to come out of your mouth, yo.
Dolly from the neck. I was like, Dolly, why you snatch like that? She about 79,000 years old.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, man. What'd you notice from halftime? Go ahead.
Halftime was trash.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, it was terrible. She could barely stand up. She's holding on to stuff up there, lip syncing.
Hey, bro, she was like, "We working, 9 to 5." Yeah.
I thought Jay-Z was supposed to be helping the NFL out with this music stuff. The Lions and the Cowboys, the NFL are 0 for 2. I don't know what Seattle and the Niners got for halftime, but right now the NFL between the Lions and the Cowboys are 0 for 2 with halftime performances. Jack Harlow was terrible in Detroit this morning. Dolly Parton, her old self, could barely stand up in there with that cheerleader uniform.
I must have turned my mic down. My bad.
We'll see.
My bad. See, I start talking about Dolly Parton. They want to turn my mic down. My bad, y'all. My bad. Let me get up out of here before I say something else. Just get Wiz. That's all. I'm still advocating for Wiz. I don't know what they're going to do next year. I'm a little worried. We had Jonas Brothers and Dolly Parton. There was some other country singer last year. Can we change it now a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Can we get performers out there? Out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, this is what I wanted to say about the halftime show too. How about the perfect halftime show for this year would have been Creed? Can you take me higher? You know what I mean? After the Rangers just won, and that was y'all theme song, how you not put Creed? I'd have put Dolly on the back burner.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Creed was there like in 2001 or something like that, right? Like 18, somewhere like that, on Texas Stadium, whatever. But that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. They had already before the Rangers won it all. They had already booked Dolly and was promoting Dolly. Had the Dolly T-shirts, and there's a bunch there. You know what happened? Jerry saw what you saw. Jerry saw what you saw. Jerry at 80 years old, he saw Dolly in them boots, the white boots snatched up from neck down, and was like, "Yeah, this gonna go well with my turkey and gravy. Give me a little Dolly P on. I got Dolly P on Thanksgiving."
Jerry must have, he must have had a crush back in the day or something.
He definitely must have had something on that. Definitely must have had something on that.
Because come on, she about 79,000 years old. She came out in a cheerleader outfit. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get in trouble. Good job, Dolly. But man, I was about to read a couple super chats. T. Gordon dropped one and said, hopefully, $10 is enough for Jesse to tell DaRon Bland how proud of him Cowboys Nation is. Airborne Bullies, he dropped one and said, salute Sky and Jesse, go Cowboys. The Lunatic dropped one and said, happy Thanksgiving. He picks the Cowboys. And then Zach Golston, man, unreal here. Zach Golston drops 3 $100. Zach Ghosted, thank you so much. He says, happy Thanksgiving to you, Sky and Jesse. It's a shame what we did to these kids in front of their parents on a holiday. Thank you so much, Zach Ghostin. Chill Will 1026 is the Cash App. Jesse, what's yours?
Shoot, that's a good one.
You better find out right now.
16. Hollywood 16, HOLLEYWOOD.
Hollywood 16. Zach Ghostin, thank you so much. Thank you, T. Gordon, Airborne Bullies, The Lunatic. That is a Hall of Fame donation. I believe that is the highest donation of my entire career on YouTube here. So thank you, man. We appreciate that here at A to Z Sports. Me and Jesse.
Look, DaRon Bland breaks a record. My boy donates, breaks a record for, because that's my highest one as well. So we breaking records out of his
records, man.
Record-breaking donation to us.
Records, dog. With that said, man, what better way to go out of here? What better way, Zach Ghostin flexing, to get Jesse flexing. Here we go.
I wish the camera was panned out because I get my HBK stand.
Let me see if I can make it short. Can you take me higher?
Jolie.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Cowboys Nation. This was unbelievably fun. I will see y'all Monday. I don't know what Jesse doing tomorrow. I'm taking the holiday off, chilling, eating leftovers, enjoying some football. We got football Friday. I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. If y'all do some shopping, please be safe out there. If you do it at home, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. But that's going to be it for the Cowboy Game Day Live post-game show presented by BT Furnishings as Jesse flexes with his Hulk Hogan. The Cowboys flex 45-10. We out of here. Love y'all. Be safe.
Peace.
I'm in my zone, on the road to the Super Bowl. Every game on the schedule crucial and take a toll. It don't matter if we at home or on the road. You try to tackle, I'll truck a sucker and take it soul. I'm staring at 4th and goal, gotta find an open hole. A linebacker just close a hole where I'm supposed to go. So now I'm thinking my centers are all pro, so I trust he can make a walk for wherever the ball go. Yeah, there's 5 seconds on the play clock. The crowd was loud, but they stopped. Now it's silent while they watch. They stand off in the red zone. All I see is red home. Watch me get this touchdown.